Hello ladies and gentle beans. We're going to be doing some more tech news and stuff. I've taken some advice from the SnippingRaccoon and others that have been watching the video to actually put gameplay footage in the background of this rather than it just being images. So that is what we're going to do. At the moment, that gameplay is going to be of the Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengance demo. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. It's not a Metal Gear Solid game in my opinion. It's more like Devil May Cry, I think, than anything. But oh well. Let's get on with the what I want to talk to you about today. The first thing is regarding the video games encourages violent attacks. Now, the EA boss, John Riccitiello, if that's how you pronounce his name, if it's not, I apologise. He has denied that video games encourage violent attacks, and very much well he should, because video games don't encourage violent attacks. I mean, if video games encourage violent attacks, then movies should as well. Violent books should as well. Any type of media like that. Putting pictures of murderers and shit and explaining what they do in a newspaper, that should cause violence as well. Because if people read it, it's the same thing. I mean, I know it's a bit more interactive on a video game, but it's still more or less the same kind of thing. Now, there's been a couple of incidents recently, one being the shootings in the Connecticut school and the Colorado cinema as well. Now, the former Green Party president, Ralph Nader, was accusing video game publishers, now get this, he was accusing them of being electronic child molesters. Please. Oh, come on. There's people like this that have never played a video game and think that they are the bane of existence and that people shouldn't play them and they should go outside more often and stuff like that. It's not to say that every video gamer doesn't go outside, because I do. I mean, obviously not very often, mind, but I still do go outside and I nip downstairs every so often to socialise and have the odd pint. I don't feel like slicing somebody in half after playing Metal Gear Solid Rising. It's just ridiculous. I mean, to call somebody electronic child molesters, that's just outrageous. It's ridiculous, and it's so ridiculous I don't particularly want to carry on with this subject too much anymore. So we shall move on to the next one. The second thing I want to talk about is that satellite broadband, such as the ones that you get on your mobile phone and stuff like that, and your mobile internet, basically, has reached 20 megabytes per second. Now that's faster than what most people have coming down their telephone line. I mean, I know it's fairly expensive if you want to use it for sort of like gaming, rather than just browsing the web. If you want to use it for downloading and gaming and stuff like that, it's going to work out fairly expensive. But that's outstanding, 20 megabytes a second. That is outstanding. I mean, it's aimed to offer it to 3.3 million UK properties that can't get broadband above 2 megabits per second. Download speeds of up to 20 megabits per second, and upload speeds is up to 6 megabits. 6 megabits is really good for an upload speed. I mean, I get 10 at a good time of the day when it's not being overused, when it's not peak hours. I get somewhere between the range of 95 to 110 download speed, and between sort of like, let's say, 7 and 10 upload speed, which for me that's fantastic. But the price range for this is going to be from £20 to £50 per month, and you can almost guarantee that that is not going to include an unlimited plan. although they are going to do a package from £40 and also offer a bonus for unlimited overnight usage, which you can use it for downloading between 11 PM and 7 AM and not get charged extra for what you use. Now that could come in handy if you want to leave something on overnight and download it overnight, a game say, or a film or something like that. If you want it downloading overnight, that's a fairly good thing. Now that brings me back to my point that I've made before in previous videos. Technology is it's astronomical, the leaps and bounds that we've come. And even like the past 10 years. I mean, think about it. It was only back in say 15 years ago that most people were still using dial-up. I mean, I know I was. I mean, I moved to Stoke-on-Trent in 2002, and the year before that, I was still using dial-up. Mainly because we couldn't afford broadband. Because at that time, broadband was ridiculously expensive, and not a lot of people were actually providing you with such fast speeds. But I mean, even when broadband first came out, you weren't even getting anywhere close to 1 megabit per second. You'd be getting on the 512 packages and stuff like that. But it's come on leaps and bounds to know that now we can have mobile internet that's 20 megabits per second download speed and 6 megabits upload speed. It's ridiculous. It's going in the right direction. Don't get me wrong. It's fantastic news for people who live out in the sticks and stuff like that that still tend to only get about 1 megabit per second, if that. It's a brilliant idea, and I hope they roll it out to a lot more people than just the people that live out in sort of like the rural areas and stuff like that. Well, I find it intriguing. I'd like to see what will happen in the next, say, 5 years or so. Are we going to end up getting 100 megabit per second mobile broadband? Because that would be astronomical. Third thing I would like to talk to you guys about, and this video's still got quite a long way to go, so I'm going to try and drag this out as much as I can, unless I can find something else to talk about, is YouTube. YouTube is going to introduce paid for content this year. YouTube is going to offer sort of like paid subscription to some premium content. So say like the big channels and stuff like that are going to be able to make it so when you subscribe to them, you have to pay sort of like a monthly fee to gain access to their videos, which I don't know if that's such a good idea. I mean, I know it's an easier way for people to make money off the videos that they're producing without having to put adverts and stuff over the top of them, but they also plan to keep about 45% of the subscription revenue for themselves, and the rest of it going obviously to producers of the content. But it's not going to be ridiculously expensive. It's going to be between sort of like $1 and $5 per month, which maximum what that's going to be is about £3 per month. I mean, but still, to watch videos, it's still quite an extortionate amount. I mean, I pay £3 a month for Love Film, and there's not many films on there, but there's a lot more money spent on a film than what there is on producing a video on YouTube. I mean, people like myself and other gaming channels and stuff like that, I mean, how much money do you exactly think that people spend to produce these videos? I mean, I can go through it now. I spent £1,800 on the PC that I've got. Say £200 for the Xbox for what this is on. £70 for the headset that I'm wearing. £70 for the monitor that I've got. £800 for my TV. I mean, that's what, close on £3,000. That's nowhere near enough money to to start asking people to pay to watch your content. I mean, I know there's a lot more people out there who've got other stuff as well, like mixing boards and stuff like that, to get the sound levels exactly right and how they want them, and they spend obviously a little bit more, but the people who create videos on YouTube don't spend more than what people do to make a film. I mean, films cost millions to make. I mean, I know that they have people to pay and stuff like that, but it's getting a bit too over the top, I think, about all this people wanting to stay at home and make money off of just making videos and stuff like that. If that's your goal in life and why you make YouTube videos, then you shouldn't be doing it. If the only goal that you've got is to sit here and make a living off it, then you shouldn't be doing YouTube. You should be doing YouTube because it's fun to do. You should be creating videos because it's fun, not because you expect to make money off it, because 99% of the channels that start up and that are out there are not going to make a healthy amount of money to support you, to make it to create it into a career. Words, get me words out. But they have invested in it. They face obviously competition from the likes of Netflix and LoveFilm and Xbox Video and stuff like that. But I suppose that means that YouTube can then start putting on actual movies and stuff like that as well. I suppose that's something to go towards. But one thing that I will say, if they are going to do this, I really hope that they sort out their buffering issues. Because I don't know about you, sometimes you could start watching a video in 1080p, and even with my internet, so I know it's definitely not me, it's definitely not my end, you'll get about 3 minutes in and it will start buffering. And even if you pause the video, it doesn't buffer the full way through. If YouTube are going to do something like this, where they're going to be able to stream movies and stuff like that off of the internet, then they're going to have to make it so that you can buffer either buffer a video or make it so that 1080p videos buffer a lot faster. Because the main reason that 1080p videos don't buffer at the moment is because YouTube would prefer you to watch it in a lower quality, because it takes up less bandwidth on their servers if you watch it in a lower quality than what it does in a higher quality. I don't know how it's going to work, to be honest, but we'll see. Hopefully it does work out for them. Hopefully it's not going to be a big flop and they're going to lose and people will end up losing subscribers. I hope not. I sincerely hope not, because there are a lot of big YouTubers out there that I really do enjoy watching. But having said that, knowing them, that they probably wouldn't go down this route anyway. And that's about it, really. There's one little thing that I would like to talk about. Apart from it being my birthday in September, on the 17th at that, it is also the release date for Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, a lot of people thought that this was going to be out sort of like the second quarter, so springtime. But Rockstar have came out and released a statement to say that the official release date, the date that GTA 5 will arrive in stores, is on the 17th of September 2013. So that will be a nice birthday present for me. Now, I knew about this early this morning time and stuff like that. I know a lot of people within the Rockstar fan community and stuff like that, and it was made aware to me about 2 hours before Rockstar actually made their official announcement. But they have said that they please accept their apologies for the delay. To be quite honest and fair, I wouldn't care if it was delayed until spring next year. Not because I don't care about the game. I obviously do care about the game. I absolutely love the GTA series. But I just want it to be as good as it can be. And we know with Rockstar that majority of their titles are as good as they can be. They very rarely come out riddled with bugs or anything like that. I mean, GTA and Rockstar primarily have never been a company to release an annual series, unlike obviously Activision and stuff like that. I mean, as one of the guys said, who I speak to quite often from the GTA fan site communities, he said that Activision and the Call of Duty series, every time there's a new one released, it ends up becoming a laughing stock because of the amount of bugs that it's riddled with, the amount of stuff that they failed to look into before the game's release. If GTA became an annual release, you'd lose probably around about 80% of the quality, and there wouldn't be as many features in it. The game would be smaller. I mean, how long do you exactly think it takes them to create a living, breathing city? Which GTA seems like it's going to be a lot more of this. It seems like people are actually going to interact with each other, rather than just standing there and sort of like having the one-line conversations. It looks like that they're actually going to have proper conversations. Which, to be honest, I really can't wait for it. I really can't, but we're going to have to, and I sincerely hope that it is going to be absolutely fantastic. If you are unaware that I am planning to do a complete walkthrough, every single mission, and a guide to 100%ing it within the first week. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can do this, and it is a challenge for myself. I have 100%ed every single GTA within about a month of buying it, including the first one when I was younger as well. It's been one of the only games that I have been that engrossed in that I can safely say that I have done absolutely everything in that game. I was actually, I think it was the 38th person in the entire world to 100% GTA 4. I did have a little plaque to say that, but that seems to have disappeared. Anyway, that video is finished now. I was not a massive fan of Metal Gear Solid Rising, to be honest, but thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.